Hey, this is NYK StarCraft bringing you my very first video replay StarCraft 2 commentated video. What a mouthful. This is the first of many I will be doing. For right now, the quality is not of the best. I will be getting that changed soon. I need to get a new external hard drive and a new processor and speed up things a little bit. But yeah, just bear with me for now. I will commentate to the best of my knowledge, and these videos will go super fast. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe you won't. Who knows? But this is for personally my own use. I like to commentate, blah blah blah. How would I get into it? Don't ask me. But yes, my first replay I'll be showing you will actually be QXC versus Rigid. Let's start this up right now. And alright. As you can see, it's QXC as the red Terran and Rigid as the blue Zerg. QXC is my, in fact, favorite Terran player. I'm not sure who Rigid is. I think he's just one of those Diamond League players that you meet and you're just like, hey, I'm famous. Sup? And then, you know, they're like, cool, yeah, let's play. And then they beat you and you're like, oh. And they like want to add you and talk to you and like try to practice with you, and you don't want to practice because you don't know who this person is, and they try to real ID you, but you don't want them to know who you are. So anyways, so it looks like the QXC is actually doing just a basic opener, 10 supply, possibly 12 racks with a 13 refinery. Don't know what really Blue's doing, possibly just a 12 pool, 14 pool. Looks like he's getting 12 drones, possibly a 13 drone will indicate he's going for a 14 pull. He is going for a 14 pull, possibly 15, to get that extractor up and get some gas pumping, maybe speedlings, maybe some roaches, who knows. Ooh, 14 drones being built. Let's go QXC. QXC's just doing whatever he really feels like. Rigid's still doing nothing. Barracks is up at 13 supply for Terran. Still doesn't have his refinery up. Maybe possibly working for his. Yep, there we go. Refinery's down. Possibly going to get that SCV out just in time. Just in time indeed. Looks like his Overlord's sitting there at QXC's base, not really doing much. QXC's going to look for an expansion, but there is no expansion. Is he going to go certain? No, he's not. Looks like he's going to dance his CV around for a couple minutes. Spawning pool's getting up, 15, 18 supply, not doing much right now. Mining the gas, trying to get speedlings possibly, maybe some roaches. Resources, Blue's got a lot of resources saved up. Makes me wonder, is he waiting for a spawning pool to get a queen and roach den out, or is he going for something bigger? Just a queen. Fascinating. Anyways, orbital command being built. Looks like he's going for his other supply depot. Marine popped out. Looks like SCV and drone count are actually similar, but the mule is what counts. The mule will give him about 100 resource bonus on the minerals. It looks like he's going for a factory, QXC, and then gonna run that SCV or probably try and get back to his base, but I really doubt seeing that happen. He's going to just keep trying. And a roach warren. Ooh. Pretty. It looks like Blue Rigid's possibly going for roaches. Maybe, you know, transition into some mutas because I see a lair being built right there. Looks like he's going for his reactor. Going to lift off and swap that. Possibly get 2 Hellions and try to harass the mineral field. But Rigid is going roaches. That's not going to work out into his favor. Getting a second gas, it looks like. Ooh, if Rigid does not get a Overlord soon, he's going to be supply blocked. And ooh, what's this? No creep tumor. Huh. That's odd. A lot of Zerg players love their creep, because as we all know, Zerg is not good unless they're off creep. Well, that's not true, to a standpoint. I mean, you know, Zerg units, you have to get speed upgrade, blah blah blah, but Hydralisks, there is no speed upgrade, so therefore Hydralisks aren't as good without their goo, as one would say. Looks like he's still going for the double Hellion. Ooh, a starport being built. Looks like he is indeed going for the roach speed and has an expansion going down. He's just gonna mass roaches. Usually in a ZVT game, you do see Zerg usually try to get out, the Mutalisks with some Zergling Banelings, and then, bust down their wall, or if the Terran gets Thors, they do the magic box, which is the maneuver sending your Mutalisks over the Thor and stopping them, not letting them clump. Very popular technique. I think it was made famous by Hydra. Not completely sure. Don't quote me. Or make fun of me, please. Not a big fan. Dropship being built. I see an armory being built right there. Looks like he is indeed going for a Thor. And a second factory. And still no expansion. I mean, if he just saved his minerals just for a second while he was harassing, he could just get the command center out, lift it off out of his base, move down, and plant that baby right at his natural. But guess he's not trying to go for an expansion, just a one base single Thor build, which is not going to work too well when the Zerg is just taking out everything you're trying to throw at him. I mean, he's not doing very much damage to him at this point, just trying to waste his time while the Zerg just keeps macroing up. And looks like Terran QXC is going to try to keep turning around, trying to harass his mineral field, and possibly send in a second harassment towards the front. Looks like the Thor is being built, not quite done yet, as a Banshee as well, so we might see some Thor Banshee harassment here in a couple minutes. Still going for the Hellion drop, and in Hellions in the natural, this is going to be a hit towards Rigid. Not really doing much with those in the dropship, but at least he got his natural. Not really worth the resources, only killed about 4 or 5 drones right there, but did stop them from mining, which is a big hit overall. Doesn't matter what race you are. He's going to send those Hellions and hopefully get some Hellions in there and wipe out that mineral field, but it doesn't seem to work, so QXE is going to back off for now. Possibly try to drop off later, go repair his units, we'll see. As Thor is done, I'm expecting another dropship being built. And really oddly enough is why QXC isn't using a shift rally point with his factory at his base. I mean, if you do that, he could just leave his supply depot up instead of having it down. And there's command center. Looks like he's going to go for an expansion. And Neural Parasite. I don't know how Blue pulled this one out. I guess he just noticed that he's just going for a mech build or possibly a changeling, but I'm fairly sure there was no changeling in that base. Command center is almost done. Looks like he's going to go in for a drop with that Thor, and Banshees could do some damage. Looks like the Neural Parasite is not done yet. The Thor has not done much damage. It looks like the Melobotic boost is going down for the Zerglings. Zerglings will now get some speed. Yet another failed drop by QXE. Very disappointing. Now that Rigid does have Neural Parasite being upgraded, it does not look good for QXE. Expansion falling down. Looks like he's going to get his natural just now, losing in the income battle at this point. Looks like he's got about 4 or 5, I believe 5. Nope, just 4 infestors. Even little on QXE ahead just by a couple, 1 or 2 on the harvester count. 2 Thors, 2 Marines, 2 Banshees, 2 Medevacs. Not going to do much when your opponent does have 4 infestors and a handful, a handful of roaches. But let's see how this plays out. Drops off the 2 Thors, backing them up with the Banshees. Possibly going to try to get that Neural Parasite off of that Thor. QXC does need to drop off that Thor and hit that infestor as fast as he could, and then pick up the Thor right after it was dead to reduce his chances from being Neural Parasite. But it looks like he missed out on his odds. Going for a Hydralisk Den. Moving his queen to the other base, injecting his larva. And I don't understand why he hasn't tried to move on to that natural expansion. I mean, there's no way he could have seen it if he started attacking that. I mean, that whole time he could have just opened that wall up, that destructible rock, and just taken out and gone to his natural, but I guess not. Looks like QXC was trying to go for the infestors, but it's not looking too good for him. Gonna back off, I guess. It just seems Rigid has too many infestors. Looks like he's gonna try to send those Hellions in there to attempt to take out those infestors, but and there's a lone SEV. And bye, buddy. I don't know what you were doing. Maybe he was the one that tried to search. Oh wait, no, he died. Ooh, great play by Rigid. Nero parasiting both the Thors and now forcing them to attack each other. That is just gone. Those Thors are done and dead. Zergling takes him out for the last couple health points, and it looks like QXC lost both his Thors there. Rigid looks like he's going to try to counter against QXC. He's got a handful of roaches, a handful of Zerglings, and about 5 infestors, all with about enough energy to fungal growth or narrow parasite. He's going to drop off the 2 Thors for about 8 Hellions against Zerg army. Does not look good. That one Banshee is not even going to be able to do anything, even if he does not have any anti-air. Oh, never mind. He has 4 Hydralisks that are moving in with him. This looks like a GG for QXC. We'll see what happens. A big fight's about to go down. Looks like all those Zerglings are just massacred. He's going to try to micro in the back of his base, but he gets Narrow Parasite. Banshee as well, Narrow Parasite. Looks like he's going to try to take down that Narrow... Oh, and he's done. Thor taking out Thor. Hellions have no chance, even with the backup additional Thor. Looks like QXC is going to try to repair that one Thor, but the surround has been done. The Narrow Parasite has been taken, and the QXC has lost the game. This was a GG for QXC. Rigid pulled out the Narrow Parasite. Perfect counter for the Thor build with the Banshees. Tried as best as he could, but it just was not enough. What really damaged QXC was he did not expand fast enough and tried too hard and too many times to try to harass the mineral line in order to make up for his faulty expansion, but it wasn't enough to win him the game. He also didn't transition against anything, no tanks, nothing to get rid of those, no marauders, nothing to get rid of those roaches. Yet again, like I said, QXC, one of my favorite Terran players. I always will stand by him as these games go on and on and on. He's just an original StarCraft player, one of the best I've seen, in my opinion. I mean, I know he hasn't won, but you know what? It's favorites versus favorites. Some say Hydra, I say Daimaga. But this has been an NYK StarCraft commentated game. Hope to see you guys next time.